I'll blind everybody. How's that sound? So impromptu live stream, which are probably the best ones. So we got a big pile of manure there that needs to be hauled out. We're really dropping the ball. I wouldn't say we're dropping the ball on hauling manure. That's a fun word, manure. But that's just how things go. It's summer, or early spring, or late summer, however you want to look at it. 56 degrees out. The last day like this we're going to be getting. So what do? You work on trying to get your sorting lots all figured out. Incredibly huge update that this place is needed for a very, very long time. Hey Tyson, how's it going? So we finally, I don't have a video actually addressing this part, but we finally got catching pens, lots for sorting cattle, because for the short term, the near term, we'll be running them through the chute up there in the pull shed, and then we'll have these gates down here. We'll be able to sort them out and then sort out, you know, calves, cows, and we actually even use this barn lot right here for actually a third option and a fourth option if you really wanted to get crazy about it, for the barn here, because we do load the cattle out of below onto the trailer, and that is a very big issue. I wouldn't say an issue. Yeah, dealt with it. It's an issue. We have is the fact that when it comes to sorting cattle, dealing with cattle, they pretty much do what they want. The way we have it set up right now, it shouldn't be really an issue, because literally we'll be able to put the cattle where they need to be. You can see the older fence right there, right there, right there, and out there. But what we really needed was that fence right down the center. I know, the roof is sketchy. Like this spot right here, I was actually coming across and I stepped through here and the whole thing creaked. And well, I don't miss this barn at all. I'm glad it's gone. The foundation, the crete, oh, lost a little gravel. At some point, where we go here? At some point we really do just need to rip it out and put in a shed, a lean-to with facilities for a permanent, semi-permanent facilities for putting a chute in. So that is one of the plans for us as far as the cattle go. Diversifying, which I hope you guys can hear me, the wind's starting to pick up. Diversifying is becoming a real theme around here lately, and pushing the cattle numbers is one of the bigger ones right now. So this should be not completely done, but definitely sitting so much better than what we were last week. The plan is to really load up all the cattle that are down at my place, because I don't have anything currently. I'm going to be hauling all my cows, my dad's cows, all of our feeder calves. I'm going to haul them out here, sort the calves off, wean the calves, run everything through the chute, vaccinate all the feeders, cut the bulls. I have one calf with horns that needs them docked off, and then the cows themselves need to be preg checked. The only problem is, there's Ryan. The only problem is the bull got to doing chores a little later than he should have been. Of course, it's my fault for not getting him cut out like he should have been. We got a bunch of cows that are dropping calves, my dad's cows that are dropping calves, and then I can't just say that because I had one cow. You guys can see my ugly mug. I had one cow in particular that she didn't calve. She didn't do anything. I had one that she lost her calf, and I had two that I just figured they didn't get bred, or the one lost it and I just hadn't caught in it. The two that hadn't calved yet were late season calvers. I just have one at the beginning of this week. Got to deal with that, so probably gonna eat him. I'll fatten him up and eat him. My plans were originally to call off any of the cows now and use the cash that we get back from that for buying back some bred cattle. And just the way things are going right now, it's just not going to happen. And the reason I say it's not just not going to happen is largely because this is the last nice weather we're going to have. They're calling for up to 3 to 6 inches of snow for this weekend. So the problem is we're going to be dealing with snow. Next week it's supposed to be like in the 30s, so how much of that snow really stays around is going to be up for debate. But I got to haul hay sometime here. Try to get the cattle in from the field down at my place and out here, and then it's a lot of dinking around, but hopefully it's just a 1 year issue, and then we're going to be going through and doing a similar fence lot rebuild down at my place so we can do everything down there. Where are we at here? How many subscribers I have? I'm at 41,000 and some change. I haven't changed basically all summer. Yeah, as far as the cattle goes, I don't know. As far as the feeder calves, my plans keep changing on what I'm going to do with the heifers. I'm getting to the point right now where I might just cherry pick the ones that I want to keep. I have, unfortunately, a couple that I'm probably just going to dump, largely because you can tell the genetics in them just aren't ideal. Myrna, my little red heifer, my only little red heifer I had, she's one of them, unfortunately. I'm not crazy about it, but she's one of the older calves I got, and she is currently one of the smallest, and she's had just as much feed and grass as everybody else. And there's calves that are actually smaller than her, that were actually born after her, that are huge compared to her. So unfortunately, I'm gonna try to get between 20 to 30 head of cattle. I'm at 19 right now. The plans are to actually get my cattle loan paid off, which it's not a lot. I mean, I didn't borrow very much money to actually buy the cattle that I did. But then my plans solely are for the cattle, the steers, my feeder calves that I sell, is going to be put aside. The whole point that I have them at this point is to buy equipment. I don't know if it's going to be either for an equipment purchase or an equipment payment, but that's what the feeder cattle check I intend to be it to be for. So whether it be for cattle equipment, hay equipment, or harvest tillage equipment, a tractor. You guys hear me say it all the time about things we need. I tell you what, another tractor is actually getting more and more serious. It cost me, I just say 10 grand as a nice round number, but it's probably higher than that. I lost about $10,000 by not having another tractor readily available to use, to jump into. Between the 76 breaking down, which infuriated me, to not having another tractor working alongside the 76. So I can't really see the screen. That's why you guys, I'm not actively looking to make a tractor purchase right now. It'll probably be next fall, especially the way things are actually looking for me right now. I paid down, well, a lot of that outstanding debt, not outstanding, it's just debt that I accumulated this year. I paid it off. So like the 76 repairs, those have been hanging over my head since January. Those are paid off. The rake, the sprayer purchases, I paid those off. So all the repairs, all the money that went into getting those fixed up, that's paid off. So I mean, I'm actually sitting really flush right now as far as money going out. So now it's just accumulating going forward. Yes, I still have a bunch of hay to sell, like 2/3 of it I'd say yet, but I am holding, even though the equipment is paid off, I'm still keeping track of what I'm making, what hay that I am moving, what it's bringing in, because I am holding the rake and the sprayer purchases against the hay that I'm selling, largely because I bought those to run that hay ground. So I mean, it just makes sense to hold it against it. But as far as what I could be doing or what I'm looking at for diversifying, I said cattle. I started buying cattle up last year for getting my cow herd up and running. It's not going to be a huge amount of cows, but it is going to be a nice cash injection. Hay ground, I'm making money on the hay so far. As far as it looks, I'm not going to be making as much as I really could have, should have. But uh-oh, here's Mom. But if I could get all the hay made that I should, plus putting down the fertilizer that it needs, because I didn't get all my fertilizer on like I should have last year in a timely manner. And then cattle, hay, where are you at here? Row crops, I'm actually marketing my row crops, not super duper heavy right now, but I'm actually looking at, you know, north of $10 for beans, north of $4 for corn. I made money last year, well, this year from the price run up, and it's just trying to lock in profit. So getting out from bad debt, which I no longer have any bad debt, thankfully. What I say, cattle, grass, hay, whatever else that I don't have to feed the cows it's still it's a commodity that I can sell. Then the row crops, and then I have three other revenue sources coming in that you guys haven't heard of, that I've never mentioned online, and I'm not going to. So I just created those in the last 2 years, and people are finally starting to, and I'm not trying to make this into a financial advisory channel at all, but somebody did comment the other day that what he's taken from my channel, from my 30-minute sit and talk to myself videos and the tractors and stuff, was definitely trying to buy assets that give you a return, and not just spending money on dead end purchases. The 7600 was a dead end purchase. I hate myself for that. Granted, the 76 has paid for itself multiple times already, but I fell into this exact same old trap that a lot of college students do. You get out of college, and what do most kids do? They go get a job, and then they need a new car. So then they go buy a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 car. That on top of college bills, student loans, and buying a house, or gosh knows what. You don't need a brand new car payment hanging over your head at that point in your life. If I would have spent my 20s putting my money where I should have been putting it, where I'm currently putting it now, oh man, my 30s would be set. And granted, I wasn't completely buried, I mean, completely outrageous. Throughout my 20s, that my 30s are actually looking up really well. They have to. Seems how I'm growing a family. Oh, you guys want to watch Ryan? As far as the videos go, I was told to... Where are we at? I do try to avoid the sit and talk and machine shed videos. At least I'm going to try to cut back in those, because the big thing you're going to see different in the channel going forward. Tyler, hey! You just about got her. The puppy doesn't know any better. Nope, no politics, no anything like that. That stuff does not interest me at all. As far as the videos, standing in the machine shed talking, I'm not gonna completely never ever do those again. Heck, my next video might be exactly that. But I do take notes from what people tell me, the people that are at least respectful about it. And yes, I'm gonna be cutting down on the amount that I post. I'm going to be cutting down on the videos that I post, so it's not just coming across as I'm just posting a video to post a video. I like to actually post them when there's something worth watching. So I got parts coming. I guess you could say I spoiled myself just a little bit with the 76. I got parts that showed up today. I've been bugging my buddy about it because I've been wanting them. It's a cup holder. And I'm probably going to do a video on installing that, because you know what? Sometimes you just have to treat yourself. And that 7600, It's got 8,000 hours on it right now, and you know what? It's probably going to be around for another 8,000 hours. And between the lights I've done to it, the light package, the cup holder, the cup thing, because I mean my precious Mountain Dew spilling all over the tractor, I can't afford that. And then I don't know. I'm really excited for next year. I really am. I got stuff lined up that I'm really excited for. So if that really pans out, things could really start getting interesting around here really quick. Yep. Like I said, no politics, no anything like that. No thing that shall not be named. I actually just found out my grandpa has it. So Ryan's having fun back there. Abso-freaking-lutely not. I'm not being a goat farmer. Cattle, crops, hay, largely. The hay's got a few improvements that have to go. A stock contractor, no. Australia, we have people from Australia watching. That's pretty awesome. Largely, as far as actually buying or raising cattle on contract, that actually bothers me. No, for the stress of raising somebody else's cattle, it's not worth it. I want to raise my own cattle, raise my own feeders. The hay is anywhere from $65 to $100 a ton. I'm actually, as much as I hate winter, as much as I hate being cold, some white stuff hitting the ground and actually getting winter conditions for a while to get some of this hay in the country eaten up and guys less willing to move it might help the price a little bit. But to be fair, the last 2 years, 3 years really haven't been that bad. I know you guys want to sit and try to find me tractors, but guess what? That's not really doing you any good. I've been actually on auction time. Hog farmer? No, I won't do hogs. I can't stand them. I cannot stand the smell of hogs. I've been on auction time a lot. I actually have a bunch of tractors I'm watching on auction time. Not seriously, but just kind of getting a feel for what the market's doing. And to be quite honest with you, I'm actually finding some nicer equipment on auction time that I'd be willing to buy than I would on Machine Finder or Tractor House. And Hydrus, that fell through the floor rather hard. Weren't able to get up here with the weather conditions we had. So I guess we're probably going to be doing either 28 or urea. Haven't actually sat down and put pen to paper or pencil to paper and done the math on it yet, but it's probably going to be a split app nitrogen next year like we did this year with no anhydrous. Did I want to do anhydrous? Absolutely. But it just didn't happen. And an 18-minute live stream is great. So I think we're going to leave it right at that. Stay tuned for more fun farming videos. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know what? You don't have to comment. Supporting the channel just by hitting the like button goes a very long ways. When it comes to last question about tractors, when it comes to a 4955, no. The reason I say that is because out of all of us, me, my dad, and my brother, Ryan is the one that has more interest in the 49s anythings. And even he said, because there's a 4955 currently up at the local dealer that I mentioned to him. And he said that at that point he'd rather do a 4960 before a 55 at that point, if you're putting the money out. So, all right, time to go. Talk to you later.